Who can wiggle their nose? Who can wiggle their nose? Who can wiggle their toes? Who can wiggle their toes? Who can wiggle their fingers? Who can wiggle their fingers? Now we know. I think that that libraries will be about community engagement. So I like to think of the Library of the Future as being even more than we are now, a kind of literary salon to which everybody is, you know, welcome. I think it's really important and fun. It will still always be around books and learning. There's something that's trending in the library world right now called the maker movement. My colleague Rebecca had came up with this. I can't claim ownership, but she says, well, you know, we have been making things for years. We make knowledge. Basically, that's what we do at the library, and I think that's just going to continue.
We go all around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, all around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, all around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, all around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Well, stop right there, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo.
I was a newspaper reporter for about 30 years. Toward the end of it, I started thinking about changing careers because I really like working with kids and I really enjoyed it. And so I started thinking about being a children's librarian. So I went back to school even as I was working as a reporter and had my kids and things like that. And I got my master's in library science because you do have to have a master's in library science to be a librarian. And it wasn't easy. It was 5.5 years it took me to get that master's degree compared to my master's in journalism, which was 9 months. So it's a big difference, but I didn't have kids or other things in my life at that point. So, and I tell you, I mean, it was 7 years ago that I started being a librarian. I love it. So I've gotten to do the two things I really wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be a writer of sorts, newspaper reporter, and a librarian.
Okay, ears. Okay, I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to whisper in several languages. Let's start out with English, but listen with your ears, okay? 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Excellent. Okay, let's try Spanish. 1, 2, 3. How about French?
So I think that, you know, that offering them a whole bunch of different things. I'm a huge audiobook fan. You know, that's a really, you know, reading with your ears. I tell the kids, read a book with your ears. It's fun. So that's another way. Just any way that you can get kids interested.
Excellent. How about a little bit of Arabic? 1, 2, 3. And finish up with Amharic. 1, 2, 3. Woo, you guys have your ears. They're good though. They got this, Lynn. So okay.
We really are trying to connect people, readers, with the right books for them. And you're knowledgeable. And I feel like that's something we really share as well. There's a huge amount of overlap with an independent bookstore. In fact, I often go over and talk to the children's folks and at Politics and Prose because they're sort of my peeps. You know, there's nobody else, we do have a couple people now on staff who will talk kids' books with me and things, but mostly I go over there to Politics and Prose because you've got somebody there who is in the children's department and teens department who reads nothing pretty much but YA novels and can guide me on that. Or they can, you know, say, this picture book, you've got to see this picture book. And it's like, I can't get that kind of advice and expert advice anywhere else. You're not going to get that in some big box store, I'm telling you, just not, really. So I feel grateful that we have this real connection. So for me, that's like what a great thing that we get to do. So connecting with, you know, with you folks, super, yeah. No. I can check you out. Great, thanks. There's a second one of these, is there? Or another one of these? I think so. I think so. Actually, it's actually a pretty funny. I thought it was funny. You know? Well, you know, I think that the future of the library is, I think, pretty secure. I really feel like that libraries will always be around. I think perhaps you might see fewer physical books in libraries, maybe more digital books if we can sort of work out the issues surrounding digital books and libraries. I feel like my thing is that kids have to read certain things in school. They can continue reading that if parents think they have to keep reading that kind of thing in school. I mean, in their free time. But I think in their free time, really, parents should let go and let kids read what they want. you know, within reason. I mean, I'm not talking about reading an adult novel that is, you know, not appropriate, age appropriate for a child or whatever, because parents are the ones who decide that. But I do think that kids like to read all kinds of books. We tend to think that reading equals reading novels. Yeah, okay. And many kids, that's not the case. They love nonfiction. They love graphic novels. They love hybrid books, which is the like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which is like sort of a combination of, you know, words and pictures. You know, kids are basically showing us, like, you know, just because I learned to read doesn't mean you have to take away the pictures. So I think that, you know, that offering them a whole bunch of different things like that. If they like reading things on a digital device, great, let them do it. It's fine with me. My colleague Dave Burbank has come up with this wonderful idea, and we do this at our library, that we have a huge graphic novel and comics collection, and his idea is that we do that because those are almost like little screens in the book that, you know, it attracts kids' attention, like the colors and this, you know, there's all these pictures and things like on a screen, but we're taking them back from a screen, a digital screen, to a book. And, you know, I think that's really valuable. So, you know, so I think there's a sort of a combination of things you can do to keep kids reading, but follow their interest. I guess that's the main thing. So, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, last one, up in the cloud. One is soft. The other is wow. Okay, here we go. Two little blackbirds sitting in the cloud. One is soft. The other is loud. Fly away loud. Come back loud. Wonderful. Let's do our circle time cheer, everybody. Here we go. Very good. Very good.
All the people that I get to be with every day, and it's always different every day. I love working with kids. I love finding the right book for the reader. And it's just, when you do that, it's like magical. It's not always easy. You know, kids, you know, I don't want that, I want that. But when you find that right one and the spark is there, it's just, it's just like magic. So I feel like, okay, I'm doing my job. So that to me is probably the best thing. But all the wonderful interactions I have day to day, connecting kids with books, you know, it's wonderful.
In a circle, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, all around the kitchen, 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 cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Well, you stop right there, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, put your hands in the sky, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo, wave the clouds goodbye, cock-a-doodle-doodle.